what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit. And today I wanted to address the question of, Steve, I want to start eBay to Amazon. I want to start doing online arbitrage and I don't have any capital. What should I do? So my best advice, if you're not willing to leverage credit, which I would personally warn against, just because, if you get yourself into debt and then something happens, you get your Amazon account suspended or something goes wrong, now you have that debt crushing your soul at 27%, right, interest. So it should be illegal what these credit card companies do. So I wouldn't recommend going into debt. That's an option, but if you don't feel like you can pay it off every single month, which it's not a guarantee if you're having to leverage credit cards to be able to start, then I definitely wouldn't do that, okay? The second thing I would say is, if you don't have $500 to $1,000 to start doing eBay to Amazon, which you could start with less, right? And I'll talk more about the pros and cons of having more money versus less. But if you don't have $500 to $1,000, you should be thrifting. You should be selling stuff around your house. You should be looking on Facebook Marketplace, garage sales, auctions, flea markets. Seriously, there's hundreds of items you could find out there. In order to find them and identify them and flip them, you have to learn how to sell on eBay, or, obviously you have to learn how to sell on Amazon. But I honestly don't recommend people who are brand new and have no experience jumping into any form of online arbitrage. I don't care if it's traditional, Amazon to Amazon flips, eBay to Amazon flips, especially not wholesale or private label. That is the stupidest thing anyone could ever do. I could almost guarantee you that the failure rate is like 99.9% if you have no business experience and go into wholesale or private label, even online arbitrage. So if you don't have $500 to $1,000 and you don't want to leverage credit, which is risky, thrift. Go to thrift stores, start flipping books, DVDs, sell stuff around your house, build up your capital. Because the reality is, when you thrift and you do different forms of thrifting and retail arbitrage, the margins are super high. Your cost of goods is super low. Your profit margins are going to be through the roof. So you're going to be able to pay yourself and be able to save money. And that's the key. You got to make your sales, put money aside, and build that snowball up so you're able to make a move into eBay to Amazon. Because we all know the benefit of eBay to Amazon and online arbitrage and even wholesale is you're able to leverage your capital. You don't have to spend 50 hours a week sourcing. You can put systems in place, get virtual assistants, have the stuff come directly to you, so on and so forth. But the issue is, when you do eBay to Amazon, your cost of goods isn't going to be $1 or $2. It's going to be $10 per item, 20 or 30, depending on what you're flipping. If you have a couple $100, you can get started, but you're going to spend that super quick, and then you got to wait for it to come to you, and then you have to prep it and list it and ship it and wait for it to get checked in. So that couple $100 is going to turn very, very slowly. That's why you seriously, you probably want like a good $3,000 to $5,000 to get things moving at a faster rate. But even, like I said, $500 to $1,000, you can get started and going. But the thing is, it's a capital-based business. So if you don't have capital or credit, it's going to be hard to get it off the ground. Like, it's going to take 10 times longer to build it up to the point where you're doing 5, 10, 20, 30K a month. Because in order to do that much, like for example, in my business, if I wanted to do 100K months, I'd probably be spending 40 or 50K every single month. Right now, I think my sales are a little less than 60K. So we're spending, around 30K per month, and it goes up and down. The more you spend, the more you make, considering you understand how to analyze deals and research them and have good ROI, profit, sell-through rate, which I mentioned in all of my videos. So if you don't have the capital to start OA, just literally thrift, do all of that, save as much money as possible, and maybe you start doing a couple E2A flips on the side, right? Maybe 5% of your capital goes into that, and then you slowly build up your bankroll and slowly move from retail arbitrage to E2A, and you do 5%, 10, 20, 30, and you build up that snowball. And then when you have a big enough snowball capital, you're able to really get that roll and get to enjoy the compound effect. So that's my advice, okay? Build up your capital, slowly move into it, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Much love.